Fades with my son's favorite best friend, Trey. And I just came in here to drop in and see if he would talk to us about education and the state of education. Trey, where you from?
Baltimore.
Okay, so can you tell me about your educational experience? Like, what does education look like for you? What was it like growing up?
Man, for me, it was just school. Like, I don't think I had no plans, no real interest in education. Like, it was just more so of a, that's what you gotta do type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta go to school. So I went through the public school system. Probably only gave 40% effort in education and actually learning something. You know, like, really just because I felt like I didn't need to know a lot of the stuff that they was teaching.
Okay, you said about you gave about 40% effort. How much effort do you feel the teachers gave or the school gave? Do you feel like you got support from them?
Nah, it's like, to me, the teachers feed off the student energy. Like, if you act like you uninterested, then they don't want to be there. You know, it probably, in a public school where I can only speak for me in going to school, it probably, if we had 25 students in the class, because, you know, back then, like, schools was big, you know, and all the public schools was open, so if we had 25 students, it might have been 3 or 4 that was actually interested in what was going on in the assignment. Everybody else was there to play.
Okay, Tasha Buchanan said, "What's up?"
So I said, what's up, sis?
So, going in further, like you grew up in public school, you said your interest wasn't there. The teachers really vested their interest in kids that looked like they had an interest. So, how did you navigate through school thinking about what I'm doing after? Did you think I'm going to college? I want to be a doctor? Like, what was your goal?
See, like, didn't nobody in my house go to college. So I never even knew nothing about a scholarship. Like, I just thought you paid to go to college and it cost a whole lot of money. So even though, like, by the time I got to high school, like, I excelled in football, right? Real story. We played a game my senior year because, like, they closed my high school down my junior year. So they forced Northwest and Beaumont to go to McKinney my senior year, right? So we go, and it's all kind of chaos. Like, it's down to 2 football teams. The whole night, it's just a mess. But anyway, we played Cahokia Friday night. So the game over. I done good. They coach asked me, like, where you playing ball at next year? So I'm like, man, I'm a senior, it's over. Now he's like, nah, where you playing ball? I said, man, did you hear me? I graduated May. This over. He said, you ain't playing college ball? I said, man, my mom can't afford to send me to college. And he like, you ain't got no offers? And I'm like, offer to do what? Man, this white man, promise to God, this white man started coming from Belleville, Illinois, every Saturday and started taking me to college fairs.
A white guy.
Yeah, so at this time though, like, I ain't took the SAT or the ACT. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama can't afford to send me to school. So this white man started coming on Saturdays down in Walnut Park. He was taking me, and he was trying to get me in somebody's college because he just felt like I was good enough to play college football. But by me not knowing that I couldn't get in college without this ACT or SAT school that I never took, because I never thought I even qualified for college. You know what I'm saying? Like, he found me a school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which was Southern University. School had open admissions. I still never went to learn nothing. I just want to play ball. You know what I'm saying? This man helped me. He get me there, and that's how that worked out. So, like, it was kind of fucked up that, like, nobody, none of my coaches, none of the staff, they really did nothing to help me. As far as, even though this is not education, this was somebody that really could have had a shot. Had you been keeping stats or keeping film, this, like, I had coaches come to me at Northwest because I wouldn't go to practice and just be like, here go a letter from Kansas, but you don't want it to tear it up in my face. I done had this to happen 3 or 4 times from D1 schools. Like, oh man, Colorado sent you, because we ain't got YouTube at this time, so we don't got Huddle, none of this social media shit. Scouts actually come into the games to see players, and they send a letter of intent to the school, to the coach. Man, I go in the locker room, like, man, Colorado was at the game Saturday, but you don't want to turn the shit up in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? So instead of helping me, they hurt me.
Okay. So thinking about that, you have kids.
Yeah.
Did you put them in St. Louis public schools, or what did you choose to, where did you educate them?
They went to McClure North. My daughter went to Clayton, like, cause she still was staying in the city with her mom. So we got her at Clayton. But my son is like, I moved, like, I had to take a sacrifice as a man. Just knowing everything that I know now and knowing what's gonna happen, I just started looking at it like, I had people telling me like, buy you a house in the city. The city gonna come back, the city gonna come. But I don't got 10 years. I don't got 15, 20 years to wait on the city to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, in 10 years at the time, my oldest son would have been 20. My baby boy, I don't have 10 years because now I got a different fight. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, a different fight. My 20-year-old son would have been in the city, he would have been doing the in-crowd thing. Like, so there's a chance he would have been trying to hustle, or he would have been gang banging. Like, so it was my job as a father to get them out that environment. So, of course, I left the hood. Like, man, don't get me wrong, I love the hood. I'm down there every day. But from a parent standpoint, I couldn't raise my kids down there. Not to do what I wanted them to do. And I just felt like, if I give you the best life I know how to give you, all the way up until you become a man or a young woman, if you decide to run in and out of jail at that point, that's a choice. Because I gave you everything as a father to succeed. You just was a fuck up. And it's all individuals. Everybody different. You know what I'm saying? So thank God, ain't none of my kids been to jail. Ain't none of them got no records. None of that.
They're in college too, right? Some of them?
My son is at Webster on a theatrical scholarship. My daughter in Forest Park to be a dental hygienist. My youngest son at Mizzou. Like, he ain't got no major right now, but they all in college.
So where you didn't get the opportunity and people shut you down, you made sure your kids had the opportunity you didn't.
Yeah, see, like, those that don't know me or they know of me, they just see this silly guy and this old North Side dude that's wrapped up in this or the hearsay or the blah, 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 blah. I don't let them people into my personal world, so they don't even know nothing about my kids. Like, and it's cool, because as a father, I'm still protecting them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From the rigorous actions of everyday life. That's the shit that I put on my shoulders just so you don't have to deal with it.
So we've been knowing each other, what, about 10 years?
Yeah.
My son been coming to your shop since he was about 5.
Yeah.
And everything that we talk about with Paul is connected to his disability and his education. Do you remember, like, when we began mobilizing and bringing parents together about education? And can you speak to what a little bit of that was, and why we came to Jack of all Fades first?
Well, really, like, I think, yeah, you probably grew up Paul and her on the hum. But the vibe that we took to Paul, like I tell you all the time, Paul don't have no disability. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a kid. Because I don't view him as a person with disability. That's my little partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every time I see him, it's the same thing. My big self used to get on this floor and wrestle with Paul. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whether you say you got a special need or not, he's still a young black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that you as a woman can't teach him about being a man outside your house. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like in that aspect of his life, I'll be failing him as a friend, not just even just showing him that little bit to protect yourself, defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind. Like, men look each other in the eye. 90% of conversation is nonverbal. Like, you learn to read somebody's body language. And that's the thing, like, my kids don't have it. Again, because I shelter them from that. Like, but I'm that guy. That's what I get out and do. I read your body language and check your temperature. But that's off the subject. You know, you just big on education reform. Like, you going to bat for it, and it's just like a shame in my personal space that I don't know a lot of people like you. You know, most of the people that I know, I probably got 3 sets of friends. They hooks and crooks, they blue collar guys, or they just hustlers. Like, just flat out. You know, I don't know too many suit and tie guys that's going and stand in front of a board and want to get their voice heard. Like, we as black people, we the scariest people on the planet. You know, we forever threatening. I'll blow this motherfucker up. Where you gonna get the dynamite from? White boy got the dynamite. He ain't no fucking dynamite. I put this on my mom. You know, do that, the scare tactic. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs got going there. Oh man, they got choppers there. Do this. Oh, the white people there hanging. We ain't hurt nobody but each other. You know what I'm saying? We're the scariest people on the planet. So with that being said, a lot of times we do have great thoughts and great ideas, but we so scared that won't nobody believe it to where we won't even open our mouth. And then another thing is we bandwagons. Like, you can't go get 5 people right now and say, look, y'all got y'all income taxes. Everybody got $6,500. We take $5,000 a piece. We got $25,000. Let's go buy this building. Man, we're gonna slow roll and put it together. Out of the 5 people, only 2 of them gonna stick to the plan. The other 3 can't see past today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the moment that you start showing some progress on the house, they bailed already. The moment you start showing progress on this building, hey, Coleman, you still need that 5 grand? Well, the ship rolling now. I don't need you no more. But I'm motherfucker don't have no patience to see past today.
Okay. So, Bridge to Hope St. Louis focuses on academic excellence, equity, and quality.
Right.
It's our job to activate, educate, and empower parents to be great in their space. One thing that we're finding, Trey, is that the solutions are in Jefferson City, which is our capital,
Right.
and we know that policy affects real change. But we also know the hood is the hood.
Yeah.
How do we change the mindset of people who are in cliques and align with people just for political sake? You know, we all have our views about the current president, whatever, but at what point are you, direct question, willing to say, I'm going to stand up for my kids regardless to my political allegiance? At what point do you say enough is enough?
I've been said it, I think personally, because I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been the little black dude that really didn't nobody give a shit about, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about parents, family, I'm talking about faculty and shit like that. I've been that guy, and then I've been a man that was responsible for kids. And I seen that side of it. You know, like when I buy my house, I'm looking at schools like, all right, this ain't an A+ school district, so I ain't gonna move here. You know what I'm saying? Because now I've been in the world. I've been able to see, and I know how important it is. So, like, really, I've been with that. But again, I probably ain't spoke on it because I quietly put my kids through school, and they came out all right. Now they somewhat grown and don't need me, you know what I'm saying, so much more or whatever. So I really ain't paid no attention to it until you brought it, you know what I'm saying, back to my attention.
Okay.
Because it's like, shit, I got mine out the way, but that's being shallow-minded and not giving back, you know what I'm saying, tripping off of the ones that's behind my kids. And in a sense, being a boy, I'm somewhat responsible for them too.
Yeah. So I think as we wrap it up, one of the things I've been focusing on is the village mentality, Trey, and talking about my life, the hustling, all of the things I've been through, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, the sexual abuse, but how it took people on the bridge with me to get me through the hump. As I look through Paul and the 10 years he's been coming to this shop and how y'all did bridge work with me,
Right.
I think it's important for people to understand that no kid can get through it without another person.
Right.
I don't know if Paul would be who he would be if you and Marlo hadn't have came into his life when you did. Right. So I think what I'm saying is, I'm asking you to be a part of Bridge Repair. I know Marlo said that we'll be hosting the event here soon, you know, cater to the men, but I don't want people to think that men don't care. Right. Do men care?
Yeah, we care, but men care differently. And I'll give you an example, and it may be off the record. A mother's love is truly, when they say it's unconditional, it's unconditional. Because the way me and you gonna handle our kids' situation is totally different. From the moment Paul was 1 until he's 101, you'll lay your life down for Paul. You'll go to bat for Paul. And if a known killer just killed 7 people last week, hit Paul, you without a second thought, you're going to knock on his door as a woman because you buried her for 9 months and your love is unconditional. Whereas me as a father, know this man killed 7 people last week and hit my son. Well, I'm going to do something about it, but we can't go right now, son. We got to take a different approach. You know, we got to strategize on how we going to get this guy. But a mother don't care. Like, she'll fight a bird about her son. So really, it's just like coming, like, for real, the kids haven't changed. And it's just my opinion. The kids ain't changed. The parents have. Like, the parents then got soft. It's hard to have that mentality where we say it take a village to raise a kid, because a lot of parents get in the way of that.
Come on.
And I see it every day in her. Like, first of all, a 3-year-old little boy don't have no business telling an adult to shut up. You teaching them disrespect. But the moment I play with him, I'm trying to rough him up because he's a little fella, like he's going to be a young man one day. The parent, you tell him to shut up. Like, that's teaching disrespect. And it's cute. At 3 until he's 13, he telling you to shut up. You know, and then again, you got the group of people now, the big thing is, I fight kids. It's a thing called kids business too, because kids fight and they play the same day. Or they fight and be mad at each other Monday and they be best of friends Wednesday. Most of my friends that I got from the kindergarten to now, we 40 years in. Those the same people I was fighting every day. That's how we became friends, because now I know he gonna go, just like he know I'm gonna go. But parents get in the way of that. Nobody better not whoop my kid. So it's just like, if I babysit Paul, if you wasn't who you are and we didn't have a relationship we had, you very well could be one of those parents. Better not nobody put their hands on my kids. Like, I ain't gonna abuse nobody's child, but I discipline everybody's child because I'm responsible. If you leave him with me and he go outside and start playing chicken and he get hit by a car, I'm responsible. So if I discipline him, I'm responsible. I felt he was doing something wrong, like, and I tell you that. But it's just too many parents now. Nobody better not put their hands on my kid. Don't even say nothing to my kid. Got parents getting on the school bus to fight kids. Or like, seriously.
So parent accountability is almost non-existent. Like, parents, are you gonna own your piece of the pie? Like, are you willing to get the help that you need? Like, what's your stake in the game? Is what I think I hear you saying.
Basically, like, us as a community, like, we gotta get back to knowing each other. Okay. Like, back in the days, you knew your neighbor. Okay. You go borrow a cup of milk from her, she get a cup of sugar from you. Now you don't even know your neighbor. It's so divided, it's so, I just mind my business, I don't care what they do over there. That's how the hood become the hood. Like, first of all, we stay too long. Like, the real estate game ain't to stay 30 years nowhere, because they can push crime wherever they wanted to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not no coincidence that everything south of 40 is a shoebox, but you can't get in over there for under 180,000.
Say that.
Like, but you can go get you 2,100 square feet in North County for under 100. That ain't by design. But people don't pay attention to that. You know, we stay in the hood, and a lot of people trapped in the hood. They want out. They say they love the hood. Like, I love the hood. I do.
I do too.
They know how to get out.
Right.
Like, most, if they knew how to get out, they would, but they can't.
Let's close it out with this. I think I know where you're at. Your representative is, I believe, Representative Rachel Prouty. Yeah. What if I said that she said that all of her constituents are pretty much happy with the schools in their community, and like they're getting a great education. Like Hazelwood, Ferguson, Florida, like they're doing the best. Like her constituents support the schools and what they are getting. That is your representative in Jefferson City.
They failing them kids. Like they failing them kids. Like look at the test scores. Like and again, I ain't no big activist or nothing. I'm just a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't no board member to nothing. I'm just a parent. Like, but look at the numbers. Like Riverview unaccredited. Normally, I don't know whether they got
Provisionally accredited, about to lose it.
Again. McClure North 5 to 7 years ago was an A+ school district. It's not no more.
Yeah. Rittner.
McClure, dead. Rittner, dead. What was considered to be the suburban north when I went to school was Riverview, Pattonville, McClure North, McClure, Hazelwood, East, Central, and West in Pattonville. Out of them 8 schools right now, Pattonville and Hazelwood West probably the only 2 schools you can go get a decent education.
Somewhat decent.
Somewhat. But again, when I was in school, Hazelwood East was mixed. Now it's all black. It was white kids going to Riverview when I had my little.
You know how long ago we was in school, right, Trey? We ain't young no more.
I know, but what I'm saying is you watch it evolve. Like when too many of us get somewhere, they don't give a shit about it no more.
We're going to tank.
They don't. The parkways, the Eurekas, all them type of schools that's far out that really we ain't got no business at. Only excel because we are there playing sports. Like that's it. Like other than that, like right now, the Catholic schools winning. The Trinities, the Smeds, the CBCs. And don't get me wrong, CBC's been around and been a good program forever. Mm-hmm. But now we got a few people that's waking up and they starting to pay for their kids' education.
Might as well.
But again, they put the Duke on us. Your son could dunk a basketball. We'll give him a scholarship to go to Trent. Your son can run track.
Run for niggas for lease.
A scholarship to go to Lutheran North. So again, we still being duped.
Niggas for lease.
Yeah.
All day long.
It's crazy.
Okay. So, I brought y'all in this space just so y'all can hear from what I call real men. Like, they care. They work 7 days a week. He actually worked 2 jobs, maybe work more than that. But they care. They may not show up to everything that Bridge to Hope does, but we got men in our group. We got men that are very woke, that are very aware, and show up to the event that we're going to be having at Jack of All Fades in the next 2 months, where the men will really speak their why and show you how to bridge gaps with Bridge to Hope. Thank you.